In March this year, Accountability Lab and partners including Corruption Watch and the Nelson Mandela Foundation and Democracy Works Foundation launched Integrity Icon South Africa. Integrity Icon is a global campaign to find and celebrate and connect honest government officials. The campaign aims to celebrate individuals who go beyond the call of duty to build support for their efforts to realize a collective societal shift towards greater accountability. We speak about the initiative now. I have in studio with me Faith Pienaar. She is from Accountability Lab South Africa. Good afternoon.
Thank you
so much for coming through.
Thank you so much.
Now, I gave a bit of background on my introduction, but take us through as to what the initiative or the campaign aims to achieve.
So like you said, we go around the country and we find honest public servants working in health, education, safety and justice. We also run this campaign around the world in countries like Pakistan, Nepal, Nigeria. And what we are seeing is that there's a real desire by citizens and people on the ground to celebrate examples of the public service working. So this is the second year Integrity Icon is in South Africa, and we've had an overwhelming response from the public nominating people who are going beyond the call of duties.
All right, so why are you only focusing on specific sectors?
Well, these sectors are important for a number of reasons. First, it is as a public-facing sector, so the public knows roles in health, education and safety. But second, we also know from our colleagues that there's a lot of corruption and low levels of accountability in those sectors. So what we are trying to do as the lab is to model examples of people that are doing right, who are doing the exact opposite and who are modeling really good governance and good behavior.
But how do you go about choosing these icons?
So we've developed a 10-step process and it's very aligned to what the South African Constitution says, what is a good public servant. So we're looking for people that put people first, who serve by the Batupilo principles. And then we have a high-level panel of respected South Africans like Justice Zak Yaqub, Moira Campbell from Corruption Watch, Adila Hassam, and Professor William Gumede, who help us to decide our 5 icons.
But how does it start and how does it happen from the initial stages? Do South Africans nominate who they believe is their icon?
Yes, so South Africans nominate, the public nominates, it can be colleagues, it can be a member of the community, it can be supervisors, it can be people that have received the public servant services. And then what we do is we make sure that they are indeed public servants. So we check with the DPSA, the Department of Public Service and Administration, that they are indeed public servants. And then we look through why they were nominated. So the public tells us their definition of integrity. So integrity means that a police officer really went beyond the call of duty, that a nurse was really helpful in my time of need, and then we evaluate those stories. And it's been a very important exercise for us as the lab.
And of course, as you said, it's common knowledge that a lack of integrity may lead to corruption, inequality and insecurity. Let's look at the conversations that this campaign is driving around these issues.
Well, what I think is really important is that we make short films about our icons, and they serve as important catalysts for people like you and I to have a conversation about what does integrity look like, what does an accountable state look like. And those conversations are very, very important. In this doom of gloom of a lot of stories of bad corruption, we actually need to reimagine South Africa by having positive examples. So we have conversations in icons' workplaces, in schools at some places with young people who help us to make our films. And those conversations are very inspiring because it's a recommitment to what we want to see in South Africa. And it's quite a hopeful one, and it's one that citizens and the public desperately needs.
Yeah, quite an inspiration indeed. So as you say, the campaign is in its second year this year.
Second year.
Let's just talk about what happened last year and the response and the inspiration that the campaign brought to public servants.
Well, I mean, it was the first time in a long time that public servants could see their peers being acknowledged by members of the public. And so what we've seen is that the public favourite, Captain Winnie Pillay, last year has been invited to give an input at the Department of Public Service Ethics Committee. We see icons being invited to share their insights with ethics officers around the country. We see that in workplaces that the icon then becomes a person that helps the environment to make decisions that are with integrity. So they become a checkpoint. They become a mirror for the environment, which is really, really important.
All right. So who do we have this year on the final list?
This year we have phenomenal public servants. We have one from Limpopo, 2 from KZN, 1 from the Western Cape, and 1 from Mpumalanga. We have Sakile, who is an audiologist, Gugu, who works as a community health facilitator, Helamami, who works as a pharmaceutical manager. We also have Moshalachai, who works in library and information services in Limpopo, which is really important. As you know, that there's a huge crisis around service delivery and books in that province. And then we also have, I have missed one, but we also have...
But I just want to look at the different stories. As you said, the most important thing is they should abide by the Batubili principle. That is the point of departure. But what else? What do you look into? As I said in my introduction, it's got to be people who go beyond their line of duty.
So we look for public servants that are doing their jobs really well. So if you're a pharmaceutical manager, are you following the procurement guidelines to distribute medicine in your province? If you are a frontline community health facilitator, are you connecting the public to the services that they need? If you're a police officer, are you diligent in your reporting? Are you bringing closure to a family? The one icon that I didn't mention before was Clinton, and he's a search and rescue officer in KZN. So we look for in their roles and what they do, whether they are going beyond the call of duty and whether they're going the extra mile.
So now the public is encouraged to vote for their favorites. Take us through that.
So this is an exciting month. So the public can watch their short films on YouTube. You can just go to Integrity Icon South Africa or Accountability Lab, and you can vote for your favorite online or SMS. And in October, the public favorite will be announced. But then we'll also have a summit, and the aim of the summit is to connect our icons, is to celebrate them. Essentially, and the long-term goal is to build a network of reformers, is to build a network of people that are going to make the public service better, who are across sectors, who then can inspire the next generation of good behavior in the public service.
And I think just by listening to you, I'm inspired already. It's quite an inspirational campaign. Thank you so much, and I suppose we wish the finalists the best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much indeed. Well, there you have it. That's Faith Pienaar. She's from Accountability Lab South Africa, talking to us about this initiative that is in its second year this year. Of course, that's the partnership between Accountability Lab South Africa, Corruption Watch, the Nelson Mandela Foundation, and the Democracy Works Foundation. They've launched this Integrity Icon South Africa.